Welcome inside the State Champs Sports Network studios for episode 8 of State Champs Ohio Extra Point. I'm your host, Jeremy Otto. First, we want to send a big thanks to our presenting sponsor, Lawrence Technological University. Lawrence Tech has over 24 varsity-level NAIA sports, and you can recruit yourself. Just go to LTUathletics.com, click the Recruit Yourself link, fill out a short questionnaire, and a coach will get back to you within 48 hours. Athletic and academic scholarships are available. We also want you to check out our Ohio Extra Point podcast everywhere and anywhere you listen to podcasts. We catch up with some of the top programs around the state. This week, we sat down with Aaron Hancock, the head coach of Wyoming. More on that later in the show. And for a full list of our various State Champs podcasts, you can follow us on Spreaker. Just search State Champs. Let's check out what happened around the state in Week 8 now. Kicking things off at Springfield as the undefeated Wildcats took on the 6-1 Centerville Elks. The Elks kicked off the scoring as Chase Harrison finds a Mobley Wakalongo for a 15-yard TD and a 7-0 lead. But back comes Springfield. QB Tayshawn Smoot hits the edge for an 8-yard score to tie it up at 7. Early in the second, Smoot again finds a hole off the left side and barrels his way in to put the Cats up 14-7. Later in the second, Smoot would extend the lead with his arm hitting Anthony Brown in stride for a 52-yard TD, pushing the lead to 14. And in the fourth, Smoot again charging one in with his legs. Dalian Bradley put a bow on this one as he picks off a Centerville pass, taking it to the house untouched. Springfield wins it at home 44-7 over Centerville. Up in Elyria, the Catholic Panthers at home taking on North Olmsted Eagles. This one got started a little late thanks to Mother Nature, but that didn't impact the Eagles' offense. On the first play from scrimmage, Xavier Balson with a backwards lateral to Colin Willard, who chucks it downfield to a wide-open Nick Tepper, works his way in to put North Olmsted up 7. In the second, the Panthers crack the board as Levi Ellis powers his way in twice. Elyria up 13-10 at the break. To the third we go. Brady Cook drops a dime to the back of the end zone for Jack Kennelly, plus a 35-yard field goal later had the Panthers up 23-10. After the third, the Eagles would cut into that lead as Balson hits Eric Watson in the flat, and he does the rest. 42 yards to the house. Levi Ellis picks up his third rushing touchdown later of the night as well, and the Panthers hang on to win it 30-23. And a Saturday special in Cincinnati as the St Ignatius Wildcats travel to Moeller to face the Crusaders. Moeller captured 2 TDs in the first. Noah Gesselbrock finds Josh Caddis over the middle and dives in for 6. Jordan Marshall would make it a 14-point lead as he scurries in from 28 yards out. St Ignatius leaned on Marty Lenahan for the 4-yard score, now 14-7 at the half. In the third, Lenahan answers the bell again on the goal line, this one from 3 yards out, and we're all tied up at 14. Shortly after, his third score would put the Wildcats up 21-14. In the fourth, Gesselbrock would tie it up, finding Josiah Love for a 13-yard score. It remained leveled at the end of regulation. In OT, Lenahan gets his 4th TD from 12 yards out, and on Moeller's possession, it's Marshall from 2 yards. Moeller goes for the win as Tennell Bryant collects a reverse handoff and passes it to Gesselbrock as Moeller celebrates a thrilling 29-28 victory. State Champs was also out at Harvest Prep as the Vikings took care of business against Whitehall Yearling 39-6, and Wyoming went on the road to Miramont and won 40-9. Well, Aaron Hancock, the head coach of Wyoming, joined us on our Extra Point podcast. His All-State running back C.J. Hester had a chance to honor his injured cousin last week. A touching story this one is.
Well, C.J. Hester was C.J. Hester in that game. 33 carries for 239 yards, 3 touchdowns. But I guess more importantly, wearing a different number in that game, right? Switched from 33 to 23. Tell us, what went into that, and probably an emotional day overall for him as well outside of football.
Yeah, CJ loves his family. He loves football. And for him to be able to use, football as an outlet to honor his cousin was a tremendous honor for him. And it was a great showing for him. He's a great kid, works extremely hard and loves football, loves playing the game, and also loves his family very much. So, it's a testament to him and his character. And, every single day he brings great energy, positive energy, and great work ethic to our team. And I'm grateful that he's able to show that support that he has for his family as well.
Yeah, CJ honoring his cousin Simeon Whittle, who was unfortunately paralyzed in a football game in high school in Ohio, actually, as well, earlier this year. So that's quite the touching tribute, switching his number from 33 to 23. And I read an article that said he would stick with that number throughout the rest of the year as well. So that's something to follow as he continues to rack up the yards.
Well, big thanks to Coach for coming on the show. To hear the full interview, log on to statechampsnetwork.com or search Ohio Extra Point wherever you listen to your podcast. Next week, we have a big guest. Alan True is here to talk about recruiting. You won't want to miss that one. Let's take a look ahead at the game state champs will be featuring this week. Undefeated New Albany is on the road taking on 7-1 Pickerington North. Dublin Scioto coming in at 6-2, traveling to take on 8-0 Big Walnut. Great game there. 6-1 Lakota West looks to keep the train rolling as they take on 5-3 Coleraine. Up in the Cleveland area, 8-0 Columbia travels to face off with 6-1 Keystone. And finally, 6-2 Walsh Jesuit is on the road taking on 7-1 Padua Franciscan. Well, that's all the time we have this week. Don't forget to follow us on social media to keep up with everything Ohio high school sports. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search State Champs Ohio. One more thank you to Coach Hancock for taking the time to talk with us, and our sponsor, Lawrence Technological University, where you can recruit yourself. Just go to LTUathletics.com. We'll see you next week.